Yeah. Okay. So, do you see me now, Gloria?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. We are starting now. Hello, everybody. My name is Retha-Billy. That's your boy from the Mountain Kingdom, the Switzerland of Africa. And it's a very tiny little kingdom, you know what I mean? But it has produced a lot of beautiful things. You know, you should have all seen our Afri-ski going viral recently with our boy Odi Maya advertising it now. Nobody else is coming from outside to promote us other than your boy Retha-Billy, aka Retha-Billy. I am not alone today in today's show, guys. I'm with a speaker that I will introduce, and they're gonna speak to us about their journey. So I won't waste any more time. Without any further ado, I'll go straight to my guest and say, hello, my guest, and I won't call you by name. I want you to be the one introducing yourself. I just want my listeners to know that you are in studio, just to say hi to them in any language you wanna do.
Thank you, Mr. Retha-Billy. My name is Lelisa-AKA. I'm from the Kingdom of the Sacred. I always refer myself as the daughter of the soil because I've well traveled to many different African countries where I worked as a child protection officer, as a senior protection and human rights officer. So I relate very well with different cultures across Africa. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Asante. I don't even know how do you say that, but I will also create. What's the Lord Minister Kasasutu? Now the Minister Kasasutu.
Dumela abasuthu babahle.
Mapa ko ba matle bana ba be wa peo. Thank you very much. You know, it's good to showcase your lingual expertise, you know, to appreciate the cultures you've been through, Gloria. So, to be honest, today I cannot be any happier than hosting someone that I personally know. And it is not because you're my friend that I'm hosting you, it is because of your expertise. Can you tell us, while we're at it, what qualifications do you have, Gloria? I want people to see that I don't bring here my friends who don't have nothing. I bring here my friends who have worked hard, who have gone to school, like, or maybe they are deep into business even if they didn't go to school. Like, I don't bring you here just because you're my friend. Just take us through your qualifications.
Thank you very much, Retha-Billy. I usually refer myself, apart from as the daughter of the soil, I refer to myself as an academic addict. And you can imagine academically, I wear many hats. I have about 3 master's degrees.
What?
I'm currently doing my PhD.
What?
And 2 bachelor's degrees.
Oh my God.
I have diverse skills when it comes to academic specialization. I have social work. I have human rights, peace and development. I have project management. I'm into law, sociology, philosophy, and development studies. And these qualifications make me who I am, apart from being a mother and a wife. Thank you very much.
What a beautiful introduction, Gloria. I must say I'm very impressed, you know, to have someone with your skills. You are wearing a coat of many colors, as we would say, you know, and I'm super impressed because I knew you while you were studying your first degree from the National University of Lesotho. So, yeah, now if someone wants to know, I know you have just highlighted it briefly in terms of your qualifications. Now, my listeners want to, and my viewers, they may want to know who you are. Who is Gloria?
Gloria is the third of 4 children of the Jassies. I'm the third child. My parents had 4 children, 3 girls and 1 boy who unfortunately passed away. I meet him every day. I knew right from the young age that I was a bit different. And unfortunately for me, I had parents who were able to nurture what I wanted to be when I grew up. I knew I had to have vulnerable people. And going to NAR, in the beginning, I had actually applied for law, but by default or some grace of God, I first started with social work. Yes, but eventually I had my law anyway. So Gloria is this person who is passionate about helping vulnerable people. When I see that somebody is alienated and suffering, those are the kind of people I want to get close to right from the young age. So I felt like that is basically my ministry. Because even when I do my job, I don't have to say it myself, but you will see a demonstration of passion in what I do. You know, I go extra mile in doing that. And apart from my work, career, education, I am family oriented. My family first, my husband, the kids, those are my friends, you know. I make sure that even if I'm busy with work, my family has me. 50% for my work and 50% for my family. I love God. Everything I am today is because of God. Yeah. I'm a believer in prayer. I believe it works. I believe that right now I'm even living the kind of life that I have prayed for. So I'm a firm believer of praying without ceasing. And that helps me a lot in interpreting certain events differently. Whether those are positive events or those are negative events, I always interpret it through the lens of the Almighty God. Limiting suffering. Because when pain occurs, to me, I take it as a lesson for me to maybe stay awoke or take a different direction from what I am on at the time that particular event is taking place. So sometimes I believe that I'm a spiritual person in terms of being able to discern and make a decision out of discerning what is happening around me. And 90% of the time, I'm always like listening to my intuition. Thank you very much, Sister Rita.
Thank you very much for a very well-rounded description of yourself as a character, Gloria. And I think if you want to move closer a bit to your screen, the volume there was a bit going backwards. So yeah, thank you very much. That's okay. So now that you have told us who you are, we know the kind of person to look out for throughout this interview, like the spiritual person, the family-oriented person, the academic that you are, and the person who likes helping the needy people. Can you tell us your journey as a professional and a career woman that you have been, apart from being a family woman? Today we'll be focusing only on your professional career. Can you take us, especially looking at the nature of business that we're doing here in Ireland? By God's grace, my own company, recruitment agency, has been offered a tender to provide recruitment services for students, and this is by the university called Olms Institute Dublin. So we want to show people that we are not only talking about our personal lives. Yeah, we will still talk about our personal lives, but we're also linking business with socializing. Another day we'll come to talk about your social life. Today we are focusing on your academic, to try and show people how someone can start with their qualification and where that might land them. At one point, as you can see myself here, I am seated in Ireland. I never thought in my wildest imagination I would be here owning a company, running from here, advertising on the national television, because this is where we are going. So Gloria, take us through your own career, the journey that you went through.
Of course, the first time I worked was here in our country, Lesotho. After finishing my bachelor's degree, I went straight to do my master's degree. I didn't look for a job. At the time, and believe me, the last day of my paper, I landed a job with World Food Program in Lesotho. And at the time with World Food Program, I met a very wonderful lady from Kenya who introduced me to opportunities abroad. That is when I started my journey looking beyond Lesotho. But obviously, I had to build my CV first.
Yeah.
To be able to qualify abroad, you know. So that made me look for opportunity in other organizations across Lesotho. And I landed a job in Bela, if you remember.
Yeah, that's where we met.
Yes, and then moved to Ministry of Health under the Global Fund Round 5 program on HIV and AIDS programs.
Yeah.
Yes, so at the time, I realized that now I have enough experience to start applying abroad. And then in 2009, I landed my first job with the United Nations mission in Darfur, which is outside Lesotho, where I worked. The first year I arrived there, I worked as an HIV and AIDS officer.
Wow.
But later I pivoted into these issues of human rights and protection, and I became a child protection specialist with that UN mission.
Wow.
But of course, I moved. I went to South Sudan from there. From South Sudan, I moved to Somalia. By the way, let me point out to you that I worked in South Sudan twice.
Oh.
Yes, I went to South Sudan, and then I came back home because the war in South Sudan was very horrible.
Oh my
Coming
God.
from Lesotho, it was difficult for me to tolerate that kind of war.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
I came
God.
back home. That is when I landed a job in the National University of Lesotho as a lecturer in social work. You remember?
Yeah.
From there, I joined the United Nations Population Fund in Lesotho here. And then after that, I was still working with young people on issues of rights.
Yeah.
Including sexual and reproductive health rights with the UNFPA, of course, and trying to drive an agenda on helping young people to reach their full potential.
Wow.
Giving them life skills, developing their life skills. And I'm happy to say most of the young people I mentored at the youth resource centers across the country, some of them are with you in Ireland today.
Wow.
In
I need to meet them. They must come and meet me.
So, so that's basically my journey. And the last leg of my journey, which is written, is in Somalia with the African Union. And for the most part of my life, I have worked in countries that experience armed conflict.
Okay.
Focusing on international humanitarian law, international human rights law, child protection, protection from sexual exploitation and abuse, sexual gender-based violence, and conflict-related sexual violence, and of course, safeguarding. So this has been my expertise for over 12 years.
11 freaking years.
I'm equally a certified trainer. Yes, and that is why when I was even lecturing at NAL, most of my students passed.
Wow.
Because I was a different caliber of a lecturer.
Wow.
That means them every day those are young people, but life goes on.
Yeah. No, that's super impressive. Thank you for taking us into your journey, Gloria. I remember when you mentioned WFP that we met. While we met, I told people about you in one of my YouTube episodes. I told people about yourself, myself, and Disema, as well as Mamlets, and that we were some of the first. We're actually the first social workers to work with Baylor College of Medicine Children's Foundation Lesotho, and I was saying Baylor would have got the best staff in terms of being able to select, because We were the best. And now,
Of course. And we
so
still are.
so thank you for bringing this issue up. I remember now that you mentioned WFP, that you started working with WFP even there. So you see how things may start small but end up big, because now you
Yes.
started having interest in WFP, handling those food parcels for people who were needy, and you now look at you. There you went to Africa using the same interest. You used the HIV that we were working with, and look at you where you were. It took you outside the borders of Lesotho, and so it shows people that whatever little responsibility you have, you must cherish it and do it excellently, because you never know, it might open maybe somewhere someone is looking somewhere. No worries, we are still on, so we can still continue because our pot bean is still on, Claudia. Can you hear me? Hello guys, I lost my guest there, Gloria, and it was at a very interesting time of it, where she was taking us through her journey. But I'm super excited, you guys. So just to bring it home, while she's trying to get back with us, if she will. If not, let's appreciate that she gave the little that she could, and that we will one day organize something. You know how sometimes the issues of networks and technology can affect everything that we are doing. It's not within our control, you know. So, but you must know that you guys, that when I first graduated from Bachelor of Social Work, and I had my first job at Baylor College of Medicine Children's Foundation as a social worker. That's where I worked with Gloria, and we were the best of friends from that time on. And I remember when we bought, by that time I wasn't married yet myself, and we bought sites together in the suburbs that where at the moment government ministers would be buying, you know, and developing their houses there. So Gloria one day found the houses, the sites actually at that time. It was way back in, I think, 2000, before, maybe after, yeah, it was in 2007 when this happened, and then maybe 2006, yeah. So Gloria says to me, Retha-Billy, my friend, I found 2 sites at the future suburb to be developed. Would you like to have another one? I said, yes, please. And then she said, okay, let's organize a day so we can go see it. And the day we went, it was actually the day we were going with the people from, at that time, I think, the properties and especially undeveloped properties, immovable properties were still handled by Lesotho Housing. I don't know if this is still the case now. So we went from the officers from Lesotho Housing, there we go with Gloria and other people in a combi, in a taxi, and in a van. So that's when we now went to see the sites that we had not seen physically. We would have only seen physically, I mean on the map, and we would have paid for them, you know, I think. So when we get there, Gloria had found 2 sites, one obviously bigger than the other, and you know, she was the one who found it. And then she gave me, she swapped with me. She had liked the smaller one before, but then when on the day, I think she says, no, Rita, you know, you'll take the smaller one, I'll take the big one. And I was excited to see that she was doing what's fair, because she had been the one who discovered the sites, you know, to be honest. And then there we go, Gloria finds this site a few streets, just one street below my own. It is at the top hill, you know, where we had found these sites. And there we go, and she got that site and she developed it herself. For me, I didn't develop it, I sold it because it was too close to my baby mama's mother's house, you know, like, I'm like, oh no, are we going to have our own freedom and autonomy if it was just one house in between? So they bought their site after us. They didn't know our site when they went there to buy. So that's when we sold it, and we went somewhere. And that's when we bought a house in South Africa. So yeah, you guys. So all I'm saying is to see where our friendship with Gloria started. And we were always looking for each other's best interest. When Gloria found a job at the Global Fund, in the Ministry of Health. They said, Retha-Billy, do you want to come? I think I joined them 1 week later in the training, as a professional HIV and AIDS counselor now, from moving away from social work. And then that's when, now from there, I also moved to go and work with Limco Queen, now exploring my school social work. And as you know, social work is a profession of many faces. And now I was going to explore my school social work. That's when at the Limco Queen University of Creative Technology, Lesotho, I worked for 9 freaking years. So you guys, you can understand why my company won this award to recruit, because I have experience of 9 years working in the university. So you guys, it wasn't by chance, it wasn't by luck. No. It was by my profile, and I'm super proud that I met the likes of Gloria. I was working there with Mamuletsane Khati. I was working there, as I mentioned, with December Mashale, and then it was myself, Retha-Billy, and who were accountable to Dr. Joanna, reporting also to, I think, Dr. Dino Tahani there. So you guys, it's a beautiful life journey when you reflect back, when you're not working it at that moment, but reflecting back like that, you're enjoying it more, if you know what I mean. So you guys, I would say, to be honest, I was lucky to have Gloria, even though it was just for a short while, you guys. So this is going to end here now, because she's not here. It's not about me, it's about her. I'm reminded of none other than one of my favorite artists that I unfortunately haven't met, and he passed on and went into the other side. None other than Atesao ATI. And he would go by every time, it's not about me, it's about the people, man. So even today, I'm borrowing his saying to say, no, it's not about me, it was about Gloria today. So when technology did try to disturb us here, it wasn't about me, it was about Gloria. So I will have to end our session here, you guys. I won't even go into other things, because I want to resume whenever she's ready to resume. But for today, I'm quite happy, you guys, that we managed to get something started. And I love you. Thank you for listening to us. And we hope when she comes back, we'll be able to explore her journey now, when she's left Lesotho and she's now working in African Union, to see what it took, and what it still takes, as well as how to take advantage of such opportunities when they present. We want to learn from Gloria. So you guys, thank you very much. And with that, all of that said, allow me to check out and say, if you want to be recruited to come to Ireland to study and instantly get to work as a student using your 20 hours per week, working part-time while you're doing your studies full-time, our recruitment agency named Goodly Heritage Recruitment Agency is a way to go. We are your best bet, actually. So if you come here and you have been recruited by us to go to college, there's going to be a different way we are charging you when we are now looking for employment for you once you are here in Ireland. So it's important that you take advantage and come to Dublin, to Holmes Institute Dublin through us, so that you can get yourself some benefits of doing that through us, So you guys, if you want to explore all of that, get a hold of us at +353 87282 9628, +353 87282 9628, or you can send us an email at goodly.heritage.ie@gmail.com, goodly.heritage.ie@gmail.com. As I sign out, is your boy from the rural areas of Lesotho, from the Mountain Kingdom. I am Lejanja, ke Lejanja. So ke motlotlo hapa hakobo, ke tshwara molamo ke a o gama wa eso maseka. So ke motlo nka seboko. As I check out, you guys, it's your host Retha-Billy, Lelisa-AKA Retha-Billy. As I check out, love you guys. It's just a pause here, it's just a comma. We'll continue, we'll resume. Thank you very much. Bye bye. I love you. See you soon.